I'm 98 years old, and every morning when I wake up, I do 7 things that most people my age stopped doing 20 years ago. And those 7 things are the only reason I'm not sitting in a nursing home right now staring at a television I don't want to watch, eating food I didn't choose, waiting for someone to tell me when I can go to the bathroom. My name is Dorothy, and I need to tell you something that nobody wants to hear. Independence after 75 isn't about luck. It's not about good genes. It's about decisions you make every single day that either keep you free or slowly trap you in a body that can't take care of itself. I've watched my friends disappear one by one. Not die necessarily, but disappear into dependence, into wheelchairs they didn't need yet, into care facilities because their families couldn't manage them anymore, into lives so small they can't remember what it felt like to make their own choices. And every single time it started the same way. They stopped doing the 7 things I'm about to tell you, not all at once, one at a time, slowly, until one day they couldn't do them anymore even if they wanted to. I live alone. I cook my own meals, I drive my own car, I manage my own finances, I make my own medical decisions, I choose when I wake up and when I go to bed, I decide what I eat and what I wear and how I spend my time. At 98 years old, I am completely independent, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I stayed that way when everyone around me didn't. But first, I need to tell you why this matters. Because if you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s right now, you probably think you have plenty of time. You think independence is something you'll worry about later, when you're older, when you actually need help. That's the lie that steals your freedom. Because by the time you realize you need help, it's too late to prevent needing it. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. We were neighbors for 40 years, same age, same health when we turned 70. We used to walk together every morning, have coffee, talk about our kids and grandkids. Margaret stopped walking when she was 73. Her knees hurt, it was too cold, she was too tired. Always a reason, always tomorrow. By 75, she couldn't walk to the mailbox without getting winded. By 77, she needed a walker. By 79, she was in a wheelchair. By 81, she was in a nursing home. She died at 83, never having walked again. Her knees didn't fail her. She failed her knees by stopping the one thing that would have kept them strong. I'm 98 and I still walk every single day. My knees are fine. Not because I'm lucky, because I never stopped using them. That's habit number 1, and it's the most important one. Move your body every single day, no matter what. I don't mean exercise. I don't mean going to a gym or taking a fitness class or doing anything fancy. I mean move, walk, stretch, stand up and sit down. Use your body like it was designed to be used. Every morning at 7 a.m. I walk for 30 minutes, rain or shine, cold or hot, tired or energetic. I walk. I've done it for 48 years. Since I was 50 years old, I haven't missed more than 10 days in 48 years. You know why? Because the day you stop moving is the day you start dying. Not dramatically, not obviously, but your muscles start shrinking, your bones start weakening, your balance starts failing, your joints start stiffening, and it happens slowly, so slowly you don't notice. Until one day you can't get up from a chair without using your arms, can't climb stairs without holding the railing, can't stand long enough to cook a meal, can't walk to the bathroom without shuffling. I watch it happen over and over again. Someone stops moving because something hurts. They rest. The pain goes away, but the weakness doesn't. So they keep resting, and the weakness gets worse, until resting becomes their only option. I'm 98 years old and I can stand up from a chair without using my hands. I can walk up a full flight of stairs without stopping. I can stand at the stove and cook for an hour without needing to sit down. Not because my body is special, because I never let it forget how to move. Here's what you need to do. Starting today, walk for 30 minutes every single day. I don't care if it's in your house, in your yard, around the block, just walk. Consistently, every day. And on the days you don't feel like it. Those are the most important days, because those are the days your body is trying to convince you it's okay to stop. It's not. Habit number 2. Eat real food that you prepare yourself. I cook every single meal I eat. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. At 98 years old, I spend at least 2 hours a day in my kitchen preparing food. You know why? Because the day you stop cooking for yourself is the day you start eating garbage, and garbage food creates a garbage body. I learned this watching my sister. She was 5 years younger than me. When she turned 70, she decided cooking was too much work, too tiring, too time-consuming. So she started eating frozen meals, restaurant takeout, processed food that came in boxes and bags. Within 3 years, she developed diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, constant inflammation, arthritis so bad she could barely use her hands. She blamed aging. I blamed her diet because I was eating fresh vegetables and lean protein and whole grains, and I had none of those problems. She died at 79. I'm 98. Same genetics, different choices, different outcomes. Here's what most people don't understand about food. Your body is constantly rebuilding itself. Every cell in your body gets replaced over time. And what are those new cells made from? The food you eat. If you eat processed junk, your body builds itself out of processed junk. Weak cells, inflamed cells, dysfunctional cells, cells that can't do their jobs properly. If you eat real food, vegetables, fruits, proteins, healthy fats, your body builds itself out of high-quality materials. Strong cells, functional cells, cells that work the way they're supposed to. I eat oatmeal with berries every morning, a salad with protein for lunch, fish or chicken with vegetables for dinner. Real food, nothing from a box, nothing processed, nothing with ingredients I can't pronounce. And at 98 years old, I take 0 medications. None. No blood pressure pills, no cholesterol pills, no diabetes medication. Nothing. My doctor can't believe it. He keeps waiting for something to go wrong. It hasn't, because I've been feeding my body real food for 98 years. Here's what you need to do. Cook at least 1 meal a day from scratch. Real ingredients. No processed food, no shortcuts, just real food. I know it takes time, I know it's easier to heat up something frozen or order takeout. But easy now means hard later. Easy now means medications and doctors and declining health. Cooking is how you take control of what goes into your body. And what goes into your body determines everything about how it functions. Habit number 3. Keep your mind sharp by learning something new constantly. I learned to use a computer when I was 85 years old, taught myself, sat at that desk for hours figuring it out, made mistakes, got frustrated, kept going. Now I email my grandchildren. I look up recipes online, I read news articles, I watch videos, I manage my finances on banking websites, all because I refused to let my brain retire, even though my body was getting older. Your brain is a muscle. If you don't use it, it atrophies, it weakens, it loses the ability to learn and adapt and remember. I had a friend named Helen, brilliant woman, college professor for 40 years, sharp as a tack at 70, retired at 72 and decided she'd done enough learning for one lifetime. By 75, she was forgetting names. By 78, she was forgetting conversations. By 80, she had full dementia. Couldn't remember her own children. Died at 83, not knowing who she was. Her brain didn't fail because of disease. It failed because she stopped using it. The human brain is designed to learn, to problem solve, to adapt. When you stop challenging it, it starts shutting down. Not all at once, but gradually, until one day you can't remember what you did yesterday. I do crossword puzzles every morning. I read for at least an hour every day. I learn new recipes. I figure out new technology. I challenge my brain constantly. And at 98 years old, my memory is better than most 60-year-olds I know. I remember conversations. I remember names. I remember details from 50 years ago and details from yesterday. Not because I'm special, because I never stopped learning. Here's what you need to do. Learn something new every single month. A new skill, a new hobby, a new piece of technology, something that challenges your brain and forces it to create new neural pathways. Your brain wants to be used. Give it work to do. Habit number 4, maintain real social connections with actual humans. I have coffee with friends twice a week. I volunteer at the library every Tuesday. I go to church every Sunday. I talk to my children on the phone at least 3 times a week. I am socially connected, deeply, consistently, and it's one of the main reasons I'm still here. Loneliness kills, not metaphorically, literally. Study after study shows that social isolation increases your risk of death by 50%. It's as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. I watched it happen to my neighbor, Robert. His wife died when he was 74, and instead of reaching out and staying connected, he withdrew, stopped going to church, stopped seeing friends, stopped answering the phone. Within 2 years, he was depressed. Within 4 years, he had a heart attack. He survived but never recovered. Died at 80 alone in his house. They found him 3 days later. Human beings are social creatures. We're designed to connect, to talk, to share, to be seen and heard by other people. When we lose that, we lose our will to live. I make it a rule. I talk to at least one person face to face every single day, even if it's just the cashier at the grocery store, even if it's just a neighbor walking by. I make eye contact, I say hello, I have a conversation, because those small connections add up. They remind me I'm part of a community, that I matter, that I'm still here. At 98 years old, I'm not lonely. I have people who care about me, people I care about, people who would notice if I wasn't okay. Here's what you need to do. Schedule social time every single week. Coffee with a friend, volunteer work, a club, a class, church, anything that puts you in regular contact with other humans. Don't wait for people to reach out to you. Reach out to them, make the effort, stay connected. Habit number 5, do something that gives you purpose every single day. I volunteer at the library every Tuesday morning. For 3 hours, I help shelve books, help people find what they're looking for, chat with regulars who come in every week. It's not glamorous, it's not impressive, but it gives me a reason to get out of bed on Tuesday mornings. It gives me a reason to shower and get dressed and show up. It gives me purpose. Purpose is what keeps you alive after your body starts failing. I've seen people with terminal cancer live years longer than expected because they had something they needed to do. Grandchildren to watch grow up, a project to finish, a cause to support, and I've seen perfectly healthy people give up and die within months because they had nothing left to live for. When you retire, you lose the built-in purpose that work provides. And if you don't replace it with something else, You drift. You sleep in. You stop caring about your appearance. You stop caring about your health. You stop caring about anything. I had a cousin named Frank, worked as an engineer for 40 years, retired at 65 with a big pension and big plans, golf, travel, relaxation. Within a year he was bored. Within 2 years he was depressed. Within 3 years he was dead. Heart attack at 68 years old. He didn't die from heart disease. He died from purposelessness. I'm 98 years old and I still have things I need to do. Books I want to read, people I want to help, meals I want to cook. Every day has meaning because I've built meaning into it. Here's what you need to do. Find something that matters to you and commit to it. Volunteer work, a hobby, mentoring, caring for someone. Anything that gives you a reason to show up. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real. Habit number 6, take care of your health before problems become crises. I go to the doctor twice a year for checkups. I get my blood work done annually. I get my eyes checked, my hearing checked, my bones checked, everything checked, not because I'm sick, because I'm not sick, and I want to stay that way. Most people wait until something is wrong before they see a doctor. By then, it's usually too late to prevent the problem. You're already managing disease instead of preventing it. I had a friend named Alice. She was 72 and felt fine, no symptoms, no complaints. Her doctor wanted her to get a colonoscopy. She didn't want to, too invasive, too uncomfortable. She'd do it next year. Next year, she had stage 4 colon cancer, dead within 6 months. If she'd gotten the colonoscopy when she was supposed to, they would have caught it early, removed a few polyps. She'd probably still be alive. Prevention is everything. Catching problems early when they're still fixable is the difference between living independently and dying young. I take my health seriously. I know my numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, bone density, all of it. And when something starts trending in the wrong direction, I fix it immediately. At 98 years old, I'm healthier than most 70-year-olds because I've been preventing problems for 30 years instead of waiting for them to happen. Here's what you need to do. Get regular checkups, know your numbers, catch problems early. Don't wait until you feel sick. By then, you've already lost ground. Your health is your independence. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Habit number 7, never stop making your own decisions. This is the most important one, because the moment you let someone else start making decisions for you is the moment you lose your independence forever. I decide what I eat, where I go, what I wear, how I spend my money, who I see, what I do with my time, all of it. Every decision is mine, and I've watched what happens when people give that up, when they let their children start managing their finances, making their medical decisions, choosing where they live, deciding what's best for them. It starts small, just little things, helpful things. Your kids want to help, they mean well. But slowly, decision by decision, you lose autonomy. Until one day you wake up and realize you're not in charge of your own life anymore. I had a neighbor named Betty, 85 years old, sharp, capable, independent. Her daughter convinced her to move in with her family, just for a while, just to help out. Within 6 months, Betty wasn't making any decisions anymore. Her daughter chose her meals, her clothes, her schedule, her activities. Betty went from independent to dependent without even realizing it was happening. She died 2 years later, miserable, trapped in a life she didn't choose. I'm 98 years old and I'm still in charge. My children offer to help. I let them when I need it, but I make the decisions. My money is mine. My house is mine. My choices are mine. The day I can't make my own decisions anymore is the day I'll accept help. But that day hasn't come yet. And it won't come as long as I keep exercising my right to decide. Here's what you need to do. Don't give up decision-making power just because you're getting older. Stay involved in your finances, your healthcare, your living situation, all of it. Let people help you, but don't let them take over. There's a difference. Independence is about control. The day you lose control is the day you lose independence. So those are the 7 habits. Let me say them again because they're important. 1. Move your body every single day. 2. Eat real food that you prepare yourself. 3. Keep your mind sharp by learning something new constantly. 4. Maintain real social connections with actual humans. 5. Do something that gives you purpose every single day. 6. Take care of your health before problems become crises. 7. Never stop making your own decisions. 7. Simple habits. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, nothing that requires special equipment or expert knowledge. Just 7 things you do every single day that keep you independent instead of dependent. I'm 98 years old. I live alone. I take care of myself. I make my own choices. And I'm going to keep doing it as long as humanly possible. Not because I'm lucky. Because I do these 7 things every single day. And I have for decades. You can do them too. But you have to start now, not next year, not when you're older, not when you have more time. Now. Because independence isn't something you fight for when you're 90. It's something you build in your 50s and 60s and 70s, so you still have it when you're 90. Margaret didn't walk, and now she can't. My sister didn't cook, and she died young. Helen didn't challenge her brain, and she lost her mind. Robert didn't stay connected, and he died alone. Frank didn't find purpose, and he gave up. Alice didn't prevent, and she died from something completely treatable. They all thought they had time. They didn't. I'm 98 years old, and I'm running out of time too. But I'm still here, still independent, still making my own choices, still living my own life, and you can too. But only if you do the work. Every single day, for the rest of your life, the clock is ticking, for all of us. What are you going to do with the time you have left?